Jim Hoberman, senior film critic for the Village Voice and a member of this year's selection committee for the New York Film Festival. And to my right is Brian De Palma, writer and director of Redacted. A powerful and I think polarizing film, and one that is disturbing even in the context of what have become almost daily atrocity reports that we read in the paper concerning what is happening in Iraq. And I thought I would start by asking Mr. De Palma whether the impulse behind the film was a matter of expressing your personal outrage at the situation, or whether it was to raise public awareness.
Well, it was a kind of unique sequence of events. Obviously, I've been observing what's been going on with the selling of this war for quite a while. I lived through Vietnam. I made some pictures about it. I made Casualties of War, and being a film director, you're very, how should I say, sensitive to the way that propaganda is presented. And having watched the Bush propaganda about the war for, I don't know, 5, 6 years, going, wow, what a sell job this is. I was in Toronto last year going to see some movies, and somebody from HDNet came over to me and said, would you be interested in making one of our movies? They give you $5 million. You can do it on anything you want, and it just has to be shot on high def. And having never worked on high def, I said, well, that's an interesting idea if I can figure out what would be best expressed in high def. And certain images came to mind. I'd seen, I don't know if you ever saw Baghdad ER on HBO, but that left quite an impression on me. And it was because it was shot in high definition that it had such a direct hold on the audience. It wouldn't have been as effective on film. And then, of course, I read about an incident which was almost a carbon copy of what happened in Vietnam that was the basis of Casualties of War. And I said, this is happening again. And I've always felt that Casualties of War was the best metaphor for that war, and again, it would work for Iraq. And then I proceeded to try to figure out how to tell this story. And in the process of researching it, I found all these unique ways of expressing what was going on over in Iraq that were on the internet. You know, whether they were news stories or blogs or postings on YouTube, montages of casualties. And I said, well, this is the way to tell this story. And that's what I did.